so happy to be here. I'm your host, Nancy Norman, and I'm joined by my co-host, Gigi Amoro.
Happy New Year.
And my beautiful panel, Chula Fitness,
Hey.
and IFBB professional, Brooke Cook.
What up, Nancy? What
Welcome
up,
back,
Gigi?
ladies. I
Happy
love
2015. Hey.
Happy New Year.
I love you all, and I'm thrilled to be here for an exciting year on the Fitness View. Before we get started, I want to take a moment to extend condolences to another very tragic loss in the bodybuilding fitness community. Greg Plitt had it was a tragedy to lose him in our community. I don't know all the details. I don't know everything that was published, but he was 37 years old, and I know that he was filming by a train, and in that tragedy, I don't know if he lost footing when he was filming. He tended to film outside, it was my understanding, because he did a lot of outdoor training, and he was a real man's man. And what a gorgeous looking man as well.
Yes,
I
he
mean,
was.
I don't think he could take a bad picture if Helen Keller took it. And, but it is really a tragedy. As I'm reading everything, I do believe that I've met him. I don't know if I lived in California when he was there. Not only was he a good-looking man, it seemed that he was just such a beautiful person. It seemed that he was a rescuer of dogs. And no one had a bad thing to say about him ever. So we're looking at some footage of him.
Hey.
I mean,
Work.
he's
very handsome.
he's
very motivating too. You know.
He seemed that he inspired so many people. Probably not just attracted. He was attractive. He had a new TV show coming out on Bravo.
Friends to Lovers.
Friends to Lovers.
Actually, it's out. A couple of episodes have been on it.
His episodes have been out.
I mean, it's going on now. I've seen it.
I didn't watch. I watched the coming attractions for it, and they actually were airing when he was filming to do the show. And one of the questions were, what would you do on the last day of your life? And he said, I would do exactly what I'm doing today, except filming this show. So he just seemed like such a great human being, and what a tragic loss at such a young age. I feel like people in our industry, we seem to hear this so often.
You never know.
Yeah, we really don't know what our last day is going to be. It's often something that I personally have thought of, having lost my first husband so young, that, I always say, like, did he know it was going to happen, and what would you be doing that day? But me personally, and all of us here, we wanted to extend our condolences to his friends and family, and we are deeply sorry for that loss. Going on, I know we're still watching some footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely.
The body they used for the Watchmen.
Yeah.
The Watchmen.
Really?
And he was an Army Ranger too.
Yeah, he's an Army Ranger, West Point graduate.
Right?
I feel like he did everything. He's like the ultimate man. Yeah, that would be Gigi's want ad. I guess we could have put his picture up. Getting back to the singles ads and all of that. We'll get to that in this segment.
It's a new year.
It's a new year, and with the new year comes New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
So,
which I think are silly, but whatever.
My New Year's resolution was not to have a New Year's resolution.
Exactly.
Okay, so that was Gigi's. Brooke, do you have a New Year's resolution?
No, not this year.
No.
I'm just, keep on the grind, keep on the hustle.
What did you do for New Year's Eve? Did you go out? Are you one of those people that makes a plan? What did you do?
I went to church.
You went to church.
That's what I do on New Year's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading a lot of your posts. It seems like you're definitely getting more in touch with your spiritual self, and a lot of things are coming your way. So you going to church doesn't surprise me. It seems like you and the Lord are having a relationship.
We got a great relationship.
So that's working for you.
Yes.
I think that's
Maybe I should be more
fantastic.
spiritual.
There is not one person.
You need Jesus.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think maybe that you and Brooke need to go to church together.
Let's go to church, Gigi.
Wait, I think we have different churches though.
I don't
Oh,
know.
you're like Catholic?
Yeah.
Well,
You're Catholic. Yeah, we do
okay.
got different churches.
What goes on when you go to church, Brooke?
We worship first. We meet and greet. We pay our tithes. We get the sermon. We leave. Church.
You're talking to your mic.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
hear.
what's meet and greet?
Like, hey, Harry.
hug your neighbor.
It is hug your neighbor.
Hug your neighbor. Not hug your neighbor. Hug your
Wait,
neighbor.
what religion are you?
Christian.
Okay.
And do you pass the basket around too? Do
No,
do
girl,
a
you
pass
better.
the
We gotta
basket?
walk to the basket. They not passing
What?
that basket around.
There is no pass the basket.
we
Not my
pass the
church. Look, you gonna walk and drop your monies off. Drop that envelope off.
And-
And what's
They
the
don't pass
average?
that basket
What's an
around.
average droppings in the basket?
Oh, you know.
I'm just curious.
And
I
it's
don't go.
Look, 10%. There we go.
That's your tithe.
That's your tithes. 10%.
10%
10%
of
or
what?
Your
less.
salary.
10% of this jug, 10% of this
of
water.
water.
10% of your check.
Is it?
Really?
10% of your salary. It's called paying your tithe.
That's like every week. Hold on.
You get paid every
People
week?
do it.
No, but
people
if
do
it's
it once for the year.
No, because
You don't have to count your tips. You could go with
No,
just
we
your...
go.
Is it what's on the check so cash doesn't count? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Fully taxable.
I'm
no,
serious.
I am taxable.
We
My-
need-
I am-
serious.
We
I
need
am
Ron
on the
Norman,
book.
the accountant
I'm
here.
serious.
So I'm saying, if I go to church every week, so is it 10% of your salary every week?
Yeah,
It's
or
10% of your, or
however
for the
you
want
want
to
to do it. It better be 10%.
Yeah.
And is it tax deductible?
So that means
I'm being
No,
serious.
it's not tax.
Yes, it is.
should be.
Yes,
Yes, it is.
Tax
Your
deductible.
tithes
should
be
be
Yeah.
writing
taxable.
because you should be
No.
writing a check to
Because
the
we
church.
give a check. My mom and I, we give a check, and we keep. Yes.
This is not a
But when
Jewish
you're doing it
church.
from the goodness,
This
no,
is
it's
a
not.
Jewish church.
Exactly.
There would
No,
be
it's not.
checks from Brooke
No.
Goldberg going in and a copy to her CPA. That's
No.
right. You need to bring me to church. Brooke, you bring me to church, I'll take care of business. You better knock on the neighbor in your
Doing
building.
something that's good from doing something from your heart and doing something from your wallet. So when you give your 10% tithe, you get it back in double. Meaning, if you drop $10 on the floor, you're likely to pick up 20. That's what it's about. It's not about
Your
writing
cup
things
runneth
off.
over.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
All I know is that, I've gone to church a lot, when I go for various occasions. And I know that one time I brought the twins for a communion or confirmation.
Yes.
And the particular churches that I've gone to, the basket came down the aisle. Like volunteers bring the basket to the end of the aisle. And then the
Ushers.
I was going to say
Ushers.
volunteers.
Ushers.
Ushers.
I don't know
What
what the
type of church you
vernacular
going
is.
to? They
Okay.
volunteer.
Okay.
I do
And
the
then-
basket
And the
today.
basket comes.
Yes.
Now,
I passed the basket.
the twins were sitting with me, and they were little, 3, 4, 5, when they were younger, and one of the twins stands up and says, "We're Jewish. We don't put money in the basket." And I'm pulling on the dress to put them down. And I was
Lord.
like, "Okay." And I'm like, and I just smile and just has the basket.
And she put that $100
And
bill
then
in
the
the
usher
basket.
kept passing the basket back to us. And I'm like, "Did you hear the child?"
Oh boy.
So you were serious. Jewish people don't pass baskets?
Well, we don't. No, not in temple. We don't. We give quietly, not in a basket. We give we're not cheap, Dave.
But if you visit a
Dave
church,
is
No, I don't
whispering
think-
that Jews are cheap.
She
We
did at
don't
that
give it
church.
You just
at
need to give
temple.
up. Right. But when
We
you
give it
visit a church, you
before.
just give
We
whatever.
give it. It costs a lot of money to join the temple.
I know that's right.
and you
Really?
give it. Oh yes.
Oh, the Baptist church will call you out. They be like, Anime, we know you didn't pay your tithes last month.
As a matter of fact,
You know, girl.
if you
know
don't
you
pay
better
in
get
temple, there's
Ruth
like
in the
lighting
house.
signs.
Ruth in the house. Ruth in the house.
Ruth.
it. Real hey.
Oh, Ruth, you're the perfect person. We're talking about temple versus church. And do you have to pay to join the temple? I'm trying to explain that you have to be a member of the temple, that we don't pass a basket in the temple to collect donations, as opposed to church where the basket comes around. Can you hear me? You can't. You're not backing me up on this, Ruth.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Ruth. Hiya.
She
you
can't
hear?
hear me. She's doing sign language. Or she's miming. Okay, so now that we know that you go to church, let me ask you, what you think the top 10 resolutions are for people that are out there. Now that Brooke went to church. Tennille, I didn't ask you what your resolution was.
To actually just
Did
go
you
with
make
the
it-
flow of, this is what I said to myself. I will not be an overthinker this year.
Okay.
I will go with the flow of my heart, mind, body, and soul.
It's a good one.
Okay, so
That is a good one.
okay.
Work.
That's a great. What do you think the top resolution is for most people?
Lose
10
weight.
Losing weight,
Yep.
making more money.
Yes.
Go to church.
That could
Be
be
more
more
spiritual.
spiritual.
Yeah.
Spiritual was not on the list, and this came from
wasn't?
Time Magazine. Yes.
Getting married? No.
There is no marriage.
be mentally stable,
Nope.
emotionally. No.
Quit smoking.
Ding, ding, ding. Brooke, you are in the house.
Yep.
Okay.
How about debts? Like if people have debts.
Yep.
Quit smoking
Debt.
what?
Lower.
Debt.
I thought you were
Talk
going to
about
church.
church.
Stop thinking like that. You're losing points with the Lord.
Visit new places.
Travel.
Travel new places.
Travel more.
Be less.
I can
stressed.
talk. You can hear me?
We can hear
I
you.
can't hear a
It's
thing.
Ruth.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
We're in and out. Ruth, when we see her, we can't hear her. When we don't see her, we tend to hear her. She's like, she is
She's
the Lord.
Jesus. Yes, Jesus.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Oh my goodness, you look so different, Jesus, than we thought. Okay.
Sorry, Mom.
Another top resolution is to volunteer.
Really?
Yes, eat a healthier diet
That's what. That
and
goes losing
to
weight.
drink less. Which
Speaking of volunteering, I'm just going to cut in and say that Martin Luther King Day was supposed to be a day for people to volunteer and do something of good. Did anybody on this panel do something of good?
Yeah, I volunteered to rest and relax.
No, that doesn't work.
No, just I'll just joke. I probably shouldn't have joked like that.
That doesn't work.
I didn't even think about
Just
it.
FYI. So you can still make it up at any point in time and just do something selfless.
well,
Right.
Okay.
one of my resolutions this year was that I was trying to get together with one of the owners of Brolic, and we were looking to do an event for autism.
Yes.
And that would be my volunteer, my do good, my we're looking to do something to make autism an event that people know a little more about it, make an awareness. So that's my thing this year. I haven't come up with it. We have a good idea of what we're doing, but that's my thing this year, my resolution. I didn't think I was going to do a resolution, but I started to learn to pole dance.
Yeah.
Wait, no. And she started going to the gym.
I did. I'm trying. I am doing
Wait,
cardio.
I got a picture from Nancy on the
No,
treadmill.
do not.
Should I-
I did get to do the treadmill,
give it to
but
John?
I actually got my butt off onto the pole.
She's been
And-
dropping it like it's
and
hot,
I
y'all.
swung around off, and I cannot tell you that it is so hard. So I'm learning. So when I get better, we'll
gotta see
we'll learn more about it. I'm not
been
gonna
doing-
I'm not one to talk about what I'm going to do. I'd like to do it and then talk about it. But I don't think I cannot remember the first time I started something new that I absolutely was an embryo and I knew nothing about. And it is so hard to be so dumb and not know anything and learn. I have not truly trained in 8 years. I have no core strength. I have leftover muscles. They pop out every and then, and the woman working with me, she's like, "Wow, you have abs. You have biceps. You have such strong
memory.
muscles." I'm like, I'm praying to God they remember, but they have Alzheimer's. Ruth, are you there? Ruth, can you hear us?
Indeed.
Excellent.
There you
Ruth, this is a very exciting year for you. I see that there are a lot of things going on. We saw it's 2015, and rumors were abuzz that things were going on at Ironman, and it looks like it finally happened that Ironman magazine sold. Can you confirm this?
I can confirm. As of January 1st, Beneas Begovic and his wife, Dr. Kat Begovic, are the owners of Ironman magazine.
So it did so. It sold.
It did sell indeed, and there's a whole new thing going on, a whole new redesign, whole new fresh breath of fresh air that should be on the stands in Columbus when people get there.
How much was it sold
So
for?
Ruth, what is the going price for a fitness bodybuilding legendary magazine these days?
I don't have that information, but it took a long time. This particular sale was several years in the making. I hear it fell apart, and then we had another buyer, and then that fell apart. So these things take forever, and it was down to the wire at Christmas time. Going through, was it not going through? So it's been an exciting, emotion-filled ride.
Do you think it's over $1 million?
Oh, honey, I have no idea what magazines are worth.
Oh, really? Well, what are you worth, Ruth? Are you
I'm
staying
worth-
on?
I'm-
What are you
Are
doing?
with the-
Ruth is priceless.
Thank you.
Yes.
Are you staying with the magazine? What's going on for you, Ruth?
Well, what's going on for me is that it's been a long climb to the sale. We all stuck around to help John Balick out, and 27 years of monthly printer deadlines. And I'm going to move on to emphasize some of my other skills right now. So, no, I have parted with Ironman on last Friday. I did the layout on Lonnie Teeper's News and Views and turned it in, and that was it. And then I've been decompressing ever since.
Okay.
How did that feel? Was that
It was
anticlimactic?
weird.
What was that did you know when you handed that in that was your last?
Yeah, I
submission?
pretty much knew I wasn't going to be a good fit with the new owner at the beginning of the week, and I was sort of ready that if it didn't happen a certain way, I was gone anyway. So by Tuesday, I went ahead and booked my back surgery for a date that would really be bad for their production. So I was pretty mentally gone by the time I said, no, I'm not going to do this. And it's okay. I'm really ready for the next challenge, if you know what I mean. I know people always say that, but sometimes things will happen for a reason at the same time. You just know it's a great transition.
Amen.
So
Thank
Ruth,
you, my dear.
Ruth, you started out, was it with Hustler magazine? Is that correct?
The first magazine I ever worked on was Entrepreneur. Then we all went to Hustler, and then I ended up at Flex. I was just a magazine girl who got a job, and here I am.
It's very interesting because a lot of people that write for bodybuilding, fitness in the industry somehow have either competed or been in the sport. You've never competed, is that correct?
No, I have narrow shoulders. That wouldn't be a good fit either.
Yeah.
No, I just am a girl who got a job, and it was a lot of fun. The part of my job that involved covering the sport and meeting all the people, and then later on we would write contest reports, and later on we did video. And I have a good eye, and I can look at the physiques, and it turned out to be just a really fun ride. Or how else would I have met you guys?
Correct.
Right.
So, I mean, part of the dichotomy of what I feel works for you is that you don't look like you'd be in this industry, and yet you know it so well. So do you think you want to stay in this industry, or do you want to branch out into something else?
Have you seen my biceps?
Look at that bicep. Flex. No
I
flex
would love
zone,
to be
Ruth.
Out.
No flex zone, Ruth.
No, all right. No, I would love to be able to apply my editorial skills and my interview skills, etc., in the industry that I've learned so well. When you spend 27 years editing exercise articles and nutrition articles, and it seems a shame not to take that expertise
So
and run with it.
Who was your favorite bodybuilder to work with?
Bodybuilder to work with, or
Yeah,
just bodybuilder?
to interview that you wrote about, because you did some work with men's bodybuilding, right? Before you got into.
You know Robbie Robinson. That was
I
early.
know him well.
You know who he is? You know him?
Yeah. Yes, my first husband coached him at one point. I know.
Right. I had an incredible experience meeting him at the Firehouse in Venice, and I walk in there, and it's one of the early ones I did when I first went to work for the guys. And he walks in with his wife, and he's got these. He's not that tall, but it felt tall. He's got these sunglasses on, and he sits down, and I think, oh, cripes, I am dead. And then he took off those glasses, and Mr. Personality gave him one of the great interviews I've ever had. So that would have to be an early favorite.
Okay. I mean, I have memory. Just so everybody knows, the Firehouse is like the place to eat next to Gold's Gym Venice in California. So if any of our viewers are watching, they don't know what the Firehouse is, it's still there. You go in, they have all meals that are completely conducive to a bodybuilder's diet. Egg whites, buffalo patties, regular, anything that you want to eat that's bodybuilder friendly or fitness friendly, just workout friendly. You got caught on camera. Well, Ruth, I think that it's going to be exciting to talk to you on our February show because there's a lot going on. I know you're not having your back surgery till the end of February, so
That's correct.
It'll be exciting. Our February show is going to be earlier in the month, so I'd like to see where you're going at that point.
It'll be interesting. I may do a little work completely off topic. My girlfriend writes for a cooking school website, and I may do a little of that just to clean my head out, and just little exercise, if you know what I mean. Plus, I'm sort of a cooking maven, not a great one, but a small one.
Okay, Gigi, you want to ask?
Are you a football fan?
I am. I'm from Pittsburgh, girl.
Pittsburgh.
They didn't make it this year. But who's your prediction for the Super Bowl?
I don't trust those Seattle guys, but I'll probably be watching it with a lot of Patriots fans.
Yeah, I'm a Patriots fan too.
I know you
So
are.
I got to go both ways. I like Green Bay, actually, this past weekend, so I
know.
lost. What about you guys?
I mean,
I'm
I'm Giants, but now let me just, since they're not in the
I'm
game,
not a
I'll
big-
go for the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
a huge
that
football
goes without
person.
saying about the
I
Giants.
thought I was gonna be the only one.
I just
No,
bet with the
Nancy
people
good.
that normally win, and that's it.
I'm actually, well, the Patriots got to win.
I'm
I
not
socialize.
I'm a New York fan, and then I'm just a fan of the game, just to watch what's going on. To say, hey, I watched the Super Bowl, and I love the commercials.
And
Katy
halftime,
Perry.
halftime,
Halftime is
halftime.
Katy Perry.
Who's
That's
in
pretty
it this
good.
year? Is it Katy Perry?
Katy Perry.
I had no idea.
Well, Ruth, we're going to let you go, and we're going to wrap up this this New Year's resolution and 2015 Introduction to the Fitness View, brought to you by SpeciesNutrition.com. And we're going to have Sarah LeBlanc on with us for our next segment. And
You'll love her. She's a doll.
Really? Stop talking about me like that. Okay, Ruth, we love you, and stay warm out there. I know it's so cold in Southern California. You poor
Yeah,
thing.
it's so cold. That's why I'm wearing my Aloha shot. Aloha.
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 Ciao,
Ladies.
baby. And thanks for staying with us on the Fitness View. Stay tuned, and we'll see you for our next segment with Sarah LeBlanc.
Dave Palumbo here, and I have a big treat for you guys today. I've been talking about my Protolize protein pudding for quite some time now. We have a new flavor, cookies and cream. And that might sound pretty good right off the bat. After all, it's 30 grams of protein per serving, only 1.5 grams of fat, and only 2 grams of net carbs. And it's 90% whey protein isolate, 10% micellar casein, which makes it a great time-release protein and a terrific treat that you can use even when you're dieting. But I got one thing that's even one step better than this protein pudding, and that's protein pudding ice pops. That's right, you heard it. You guys want to eat ice cream, you want a great treat while you're dieting? I'm going to show you how to do it. Here we go. I bought these empty ice pop containers, and they're pretty simple. There's a little tray. They open up. You pour in your ingredients here. You close it up. You put it here and you freeze it. Now I'm going to tell you how to make these because this is something that I discovered myself. What you do is you're going to open up your cookies and cream, Protolize, which is yummy. Okay, I'm going to put 1 serving in here. That's 30 whole grams of protein you're going to get in these ice pops I'm going to make you. And if you look in here, you can really see that there's little pieces of cookie crumble in there, which makes it yummy. And the cookie crumble is gluten-free and sugar-free, which makes it tastefully, deliciously healthy. Okay, once we got our protein pudding in here, We're going to pour in a little bit of water. Now, usually you add 2 ounces of water to make the pudding, okay? What I'm going to do is, and what I'm going to recommend you guys do, is add just a little bit extra water to make it a little bit more fluid so it pours more easily into the ice pop trays. So it's important you get it mixed up. As you see, I'm mixing it here. You can see there's nice little pieces of chunks of cookie in there. It's a little thick right now, which I would probably use if I was using it just as a pudding treat. But now I'm going to make it a little more fluid, which is not going to be a problem because we're going to freeze it. Okay? And I'm mixing it up nice and good here so that it's still thick, but it's not too pasty because it's not going to go in here. Now we're going to get our trays, and let's put this aside for a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix this and we're going to pour it in here very gently. And what you'll find, ironically, is these ice pop trays will fit exactly 1 serving in perfectly. So you don't lose any protein. One thing I always hated losing protein when I was making a shake or something like that. And it's good. All of it in there perfectly fits. Almost nothing left here. We take our top here. We close this up, push down, and then what we do is we take this and we put this in the freezer. Once we put this in the freezer, we can leave it in there I leave it in 2 hours. An hour is usually plenty. This thing will freeze nice and solid, and stay tuned. When we come back, I'm going to show you how to pop these out and how to eat them because they are good. All right, we're back. 2 hours later, I made 2 pops. I only showed you I made one before, but I made actually another one because Amanda wants one and she's filming it. It's not nice if I only make one for myself. And you dip them in hot water for about a couple seconds. Just dip them in here. And you want to loosen up the frozenness so they kind of release themselves from the outer portion of the shell. And then what you want to do is you just want to pop them. Let's see if we can get these things open. I hope they pop open. There we go. A perfect pudding pop. You know what? And I know if I didn't eat this, you guys would be very, very mad because you like to see my reactions to these things. 30 grams of protein, 1.5 grams of fat, and only 2 grams of net carbs. This is the most delicious protein pudding pop treat on the market. And you know what? It's guilt-free. Use it while you're dieting. Use it in the off-season. Use it as a treat before bed. Non-guilt. You don't have to worry about gaining fat. Nothing. This is the stuff that champions are made of.
Frozen.
Welcome back to the Fitness View. I'm Nancy Warren. We're going to have Sarah LeBlanc on.
Yay.
She is IFBB Fitness
Bikini.
Bikini.
Hello.
Wow, so many divisions. She's a IFBB Bikini Pro.
Mm-hmm.
You should know Gigi.
Me too.
And Brooke is figure.
Yes.
Okay. Tennille, what are you?
I'm just coaching right now.
Okay, just coach. And I'm learning the pole dance. So we've got everything covered. While we're getting Sarah on Skype, let me ask you all something. We talked about our resolutions, but I was reading something interesting. And I know that we have single ladies in the house. Oh, sorry, Gigi. What do you think the 12 qualities that I was reading an article and I thought of all my girls here.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
What do you think the 12 qualities guys want in a woman so that they'll never want to let her go?
That she can cook.
They want a woman.
We should ask the mailman this.
Oh, wow.
No, I want to do it now.
I would love to have the mailman here for this.
I want to, yeah.
Can he come in?
Can we?
All right. Well, he could throw
Do it.
things out. Tell me, mailman, from your guest appearance on the sidelines, what's something you want in a woman that would make you never want to let her go?
Cooking is definitely there.
Okay, it's not on it. They want a guy
Chemistry.
somebody that's smarter than them, beautiful, kind and nurturing, vivacious, willing to make compromises, makes you feel like it's home.
She get that brain.
She is more than happy to say you're wrong. Tell a man that he's wrong. Strong but feminine. I know every girl in here thinks that's them. Passionate, driven, means the world to you, and she loves you with all her heart.
Okay,
That ain't the real list.
That
That
I'm
was
sorry,
not
but
the
we're gonna
list.
bring
That didn't have nothing about freak in the sheets. It didn't have nothing about cooking. It didn't have nothing about brains.
Are you single?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go.
But hey,
Ooh, shade.
that's because I want to be single, honey.
No, that's because you don't have these 12 qualities
No, I have
going.
those 12 qualities plus several others. to go with those 12 calories.
Okay, what's the extra?
Several extras.
Tell me.
We don't have enough time on the
I
show.
don't know.
to
Remember,
get
you
through
got to
my
go to
list.
church on Sunday. You're going to be giving more than your 10%.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Oh.
Well, since you're gonna pose, darling.
Oh, she is posed out, honey. Work.
Can you hear us, Sarah?
Oh, she put it on.
Hey,
Hey.
Where's her microphone?
We're having a little trouble hearing you.
Yeah.
We need.
how
We can see you, and you
See
look
but we
great.
can't hear you.
I think you need to come
Come
closer
closer.
to your microphone.
closer?
Yeah.
Yep. Wow, now we're getting a good view.
Like your tights.
That made a lot of men happy.
Adjustments here, real quick. Sorry. Okay.
Well, I think we just upped our viewers by about 40,000. Why don't you come closer again?
You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
If you walk towards the camera again, we may get
You're
50,000
good
more
there.
viewers.
You're good there.
Okay. They don't want me. Go back to her. They're so over me. Okay.
Whole body in it, but I guess, this is fine. Just waist up. We're good.
Yeah, I don't know where
Well, you look great.
You
We
look
got it all,
fantastic.
honey.
Are you how's your prep going for the Arnold?
It is going great. I actually, I checked in with Cash this morning, my dietitian and prep coach, and things are right on point, dialing in perfectly. Training's been great. My energy levels are where they need to be. Starting this year out with the Arnold, I was just super motivated to just get right back to it. Training, diet, everything. So, prep has been great. It's been great.
For getting the invite.
Yes. I'm so excited. Just being able to go, you're right. It's a phenomenal experience. I can't wait to absorb all of it.
Sarah, where are you? Do you live where are you from?
Dallas, right?
I'm from Houma, Louisiana.
I knew I heard that twang, girl. Hey. I knew I heard it. Amarillo, Texas, 2 hours away from you.
Yeah. You got that southern talk too then.
Yes.
Are you a stylist? What is your profession besides a bikini pro?
Well, yes, I do hair and makeup, artistry. It was a little bit more full-time, now working more part-time now working with the sport. So it's been a great balance now that I'm molding more into the fitness industry. So, but definitely very fluid in hair and makeup and sport tanning as well.
Okay.
So how long have you been competing?
Well, this will be my third year competing. Second year professionally. Started in 2012. So it's been a whirlwind, I feel like.
Are you sponsored by anyone?
What's that?
Are you sponsored by anyone? Do you have any sponsors?
I do have some local smaller sponsors, but I've had a few offers on the table with this 2015 season. And, I'm just really trying to find which one is in both of our best interests. So I haven't gotten back to anyone just yet, but I'm super excited to see where I mold and what company I can best represent. So
The tights that you're wearing, they should sponsor you because they're awesome. So later on, you can back up again and show us your tights. I think they're awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very cute. Sarah, who's your ideal bikini competitor? Who influences you the most in bikini right now?
a lot of people tell me I look like Amanda Latona.
You do.
So she definitely inspires me because we have a very similar body type. And she's been a phenomenal role model in the sport and better into the sport. So definitely look up to her. And, just all your top bikini athletes, I'm just very inspired by everyone because they live the lifestyle of it. And it shows when they walk across that stage. So it's amazing to just be a part of it all and to compete with the ladies.
So Sarah, you obviously have more muscle than some of the other bikini competitors. How do you think you balance out with the rest?
really think it's all about like proportionism and how you carry the amount of muscle that you have on your physique. I am at a point in my career that like I'm maxed out on muscularities. So my training style is definitely a lot different just because like I don't want to grow in areas that I've already reached, my max. And then there's still some areas that can like have like muscle maturity, which is great to still kind of like challenge myself in those workouts. But it's very important right now for me to do like more high intensity and just make sure I just keep a small, tight physique and not continue to grow. So I like bringing a muscular look to the stage.
We like it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
As a bodybuilder, I like muscle, but there is a fine line between having too much.
Absolutely.
So
Sarah,
that's my balancing act right there.
Absolutely. Okay.
Sarah, would you ever consider doing any figure competing competitions?
Maybe like later, maybe 5-10 years down the road. I feel like I'm just getting started. So I have many years to compete. So, it may be something I entertain, but for now, like I see, a good 10 years in bikini even, so I like the package I bring and it feels good to make those small little, tweaks and things like that. And I feel good in my skin when I'm getting on stage. That's my best look, my best feel ever. So, I'm happy where I'm at. And until I have an itch to switch, then maybe further down the line, I may entertain that. So,
Do you mind if we ask how old you are?
I'm 28.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sarah, do you come from an athletic background? Did you start out in sports when you were younger? A lot of the bikini girls to me didn't seem like they were working out and they kind of just were pageantry. But it seems to me you seem very athletic. When I watch some videos of you doing HIIT training and doing your training, you seem very coordinated and athletic. So what's your background?
Well, I've done a little softball. Whenever, I got a little older, I did dance and gymnastics. And then when I got into junior high school, I entertained cheerleading. And I feel like that was a really big turn in my, athleticism, just because I was tumbling and I was flying in the air and, doing different things. I was very flexible. And I find like the stage performance, I do relate a lot to my dance background. That kind of helps me with just like the steps and things like that. Um, Training was new, just with competing. That's a new area that I started working with my trainer, Devin Steib, because that's a lot of different, exercises and routines. So, I do have a little bit of an athletic background. 2 years before I started competing, I also entertained triathlon training. So I was running and biking and swimming. So that kind of got me in shape too before I started doing competition prep.
Bikini competitor.
Well, to get in the best shape of my life. That's where it all started. My husband actually started working with Cash during my dietitian and prep coach, and after a month of being on his plan, his body completely changed. So I was about a month. Yeah, you have to bring me to see him. I have to know the secret. I need to know what worked for me. I need to know what plan's right and how to get the results. Because I was doing way too much cardio and not enough weightlifting because I was doing all the triathlon training and I was under eating. I wasn't, doing the correct meal prep. So I find, entering the competing avenue was perfect to, build and sculpt the physique how I was looking to do. So,
Well, on that,
Does your husband compete as well?
yes, he's been competing for 3 years as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who is your husband? Am I missing something? I don't know who your husband is. I'm sorry. Is he a national competitor?
Yes.
okay.
Oh.
Well, back to I've seen you. Like I saw you back in 2012, And since then, you have done so well on the pro stage, and your body has changed dramatically. So, like, what type of diet do you follow, and is it tough, or do you get cranky like most of us do?
Well, my first year, I find, I had very little muscle. My muscle tone was, we definitely needed to put more on me. So I went through like a very clean prep through my off season. And I find that's whenever my body really made changes. And that's when my muscles really started to grow. So it took me a whole year, I would say, of, dieting, being on a diet consistently, the whole year, and training regimen to get those results, and just staying, consistent with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not easy.
No, that's not easy.
Look at that.
Do you train with Cash every day, like one-on-one, or is it? I don't know where he lives, so do you know?
So I actually just get evaluated once a week. He does a 9-fold skin test to see how much lean body mass I have versus. Excuse me, I'm sorry, my puppy's barking. I don't know if you can hear me. But how much my lean body mass versus my body fat percentages. And that's how he'll go ahead and just like every week, he'll manipulate my body as far as like what foods I need to eat at what times of the day, depending on where my numbers are. So for me, it's super motivating to hear those numbers every week because it holds you accountable, and you could definitely stay on track that way. So, and if there's anything I need, like advice as far as like, symmetry and what I need to hit harder, and, do I need to that, we definitely discuss, of course, during our weekly meetings.
We're watching you train, and I don't see that many bikini competitors train like you.
Yeah, that's
so your body is a definite testament to what you're doing right now. That's awesome. You're awesome.
Sarah, I know your dog is barking, so we're watching. It's cute, so don't worry. And the way you're reprimanding it is adorable. One last question, being that you're a stylist and makeup artist, so when you see other girls in the show, is it something does it glare out at you when somebody's makeup is done wrong or hair, and that you want to look at them and fix them up or say, hey, your suit is off? Or do you let them kind of look crappy so that you can do better?
Like girl bye.
Like what do it does the come out in you and you say, you know what, let them look crappy so I look better? Or do you want to fix them up and get a client? How do you work
That's not cool.
Well, I'm just asking a question, I mean, how do you handle that?
Well, I was really flattered recently at one of the shows. This pretty little lady comes up to me and she's like, you've always been so sweet. And I forget the show that we competed together. I think it was Nationals, actually, at the USA's. And she said, you were so sweet to me. She said, you glued my eyelash back for me. And it was so, like, for me, that was so humbling because I know I would have done that for someone at any given second. Like, Stacey Alexander, for the Olympia, I remember those little things. She used my hairspray, things like that. So, of course, we're all in this together, and I like to have fun when I'm there, so just hanging out with the girls.
I think Brooke has one last question for you, so I know you're going to have to go and tend to your puppies over there, or your dog.
Yes, Sarah. So where are you looking to place in the Arnolds this year?
Well, I always hope for a top 5, but I'm really being hopeful for top 3. I really want to push myself. So we'll see how everything pans out, but I'm super excited to
shoot for number 1, Sarah. Shoot for number 1.
Who do you think's going to be top 3 with you?
Well, I can probably guess. Who I would think would be like top 5 even. Miss Ashley, of course. Anthea Paulino, she's amazing. Let me think. It's going to come back to me. Janet. She did really well. Second runner-up at the Olympia. Miss Justine, she's phenomenal.
Justine Renault?
They're all amazing, and that's what everyone says it. How do they choose? How do they choose?
And you're amazing too, Sarah,
Yeah.
with that Southern hospitality, girl. So you know how we roll.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
Yes.
So we're all rooting for you. We want to thank you for being on the Fitness View, and we hope that you do really well at the Arnold and in all your upcoming shows. We'd love you to be a guest again. We'd love you to be here in person. So next time you're in New York, let us know. We wish you well, and thanks for being a guest on the Fitness View.
Yes, good
See
luck
you
at the Arnold,
Sarah.
Sarah.
Bye, Sarah.
Well, that was Sarah LeBlanc. She'll be competing at the Arnold Classic 2015. And Gigi, what do you think? Because that's one of your competitors.
Well, I mean, she looks great. She has changed her body, leaps and bounds in the last 2 years.
I think that's one of the things that's always attracted me to weightlifting is that how fast you can change your body. But one thing that intrigued me about Sarah is that she does, as Tennille said, she trains very differently. It's not just like a little bikini, like, hey, let me do some weights and eat a little chicken and broccoli and I want to get on stage. That's kind of how I felt about bikini when I first saw it. Well, she works hard and she does some crazy stuff. And she looks fantastic while she's doing it. I mean, I showed you some of those pictures of me doing the pole dancing, and I don't look like that.
Yes, you did.
No, but I mean, her body's phenomenal. Like, you want to watch her train. Like, I'd probably stop what I was doing.
She's super cute.
Grab some popcorn, sit down, and just watch, and drool like my dog. So, we're going to take a break, and we are sponsored by speciesnutrition.com. Stay with us because we still have our hot mailman, Andre Ferguson, and we have a couple things to talk about. Stay with us. It's 2015 with the Fitness View.
Dave Palumbo here, and I want to tell you a thing or two about joint replacement and joint repair. I have a product called Arthrolyze, and I know a lot of you out there have suffered with sore joints, knees, shoulders, elbows, ankles. It runs the gamut, even neck. And you know what the truth of the matter is? We all eat enough protein. We all consume protein shakes to help muscle recovery. But what do we do to really aid joint recovery? No one out there eats ligaments, tendons, and cartilage. At least I don't think you guys do. Well, at least most of us don't. So we have to take in these essential nutrients, these building blocks of joint and connective tissue to help the body repair themselves. But we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't eat this stuff. And what we do is we usually go to the health food store and we buy a glucosamine or MSM supplement and we start taking it according to what the label says, which is usually around 1,000 milligrams or so a day. And we notice it doesn't do anything. And most people just stop. They don't even finish the bottle. And it's a shame because glucosamine and MSM, which is a form of sulfur that's very readily available to the body, are great raw material products to consume for joint replacement and joint repair, for that matter. The problem is that no one takes enough of this stuff. It's all dose related. You need to take 4,000, that's 4 grams of glucosamine sulfate a day, and you need to take 4 grams of MSM per day. In addition to that, we need to supplement with chondroitin sulfate and boron, which is a very important trace mineral in joint repair. Okay, Arthrolyze addresses all that. This is a 30-day supply. You take 5 capsules twice a day with food, and you get 4 grams of glucosamine, 4 grams of MSM, and you get enough chondroitin and boron to complement what your body needs to repair joint and connective tissue. And once you start taking this, within 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to notice a tremendous difference in your recovery, and your joint pain will dissipate slowly over time. And you know what? You'll realize that if you continue taking this on a regular basis, you won't have joint pain anymore. But there's another mechanism that a lot of people don't know out there that also helps the joints and prevents the body from further getting more damage inside our body than we already need. Now, what does that mean? What's this mechanism? Well, the mechanism is when we rub away cartilage in our shoulder or our knees due to some kind of injury in the gym, or maybe we slip on some ice or something like that, what happens is the underlying collagen and connective tissue gets exposed to the body, to the immune system. And then the immune system, what it does is it sees this as a foreign body and it starts attacking this connective tissue. And it starts inciting inflammation. And inflammation in the body incites more immune system recruitment, and that causes more and more damage. And then what happens, this chronic process of degeneration occurs over the course of 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And after 20 years of this little initial injury that we had becomes this major arthritic condition. And guess what? You live in pain, the joint doesn't move properly, and you go to the doctor and he takes an x-ray and you find out you have no cartilage and connective tissue left in your joints. That's not what we want. Well, there's some new science out that basically has shown that if you can orally ingest an intact piece of collagen, and the collagen they use is type 2 undenatured chicken collagen. Undenatured just refers to the fact that it hasn't been digested or subjected to any enzymatic processes. They just dry it out and they powderize it and you consume it. And you only need to consume this stuff, UC2 collagen, in a very small dosage of 20 to 40 milligrams per day. But if you do, what it does is as it goes through the digestive tract, the immune cells around the digestive tract, known as Peyer's patches, will become sensitized to this. What they do is these cells then recognize this collagen as being part of the body. Okay, this is good stuff. Just like if you eat a steak, the Peyer's patches identify the steak protein as being something that it knows. So when you get this steak protein digested in your body and it goes into your bloodstream, your immune system doesn't attack it. Now, in some people's body who their Peyer's patches don't work properly, they don't become acclimated properly to food. And those are people that have food allergies, like allergies to lactose or allergies to peanuts or shellfish. But in most people's bodies, the Peyer's patches will recognize whatever gets orally ingested. Now, we fortified Arthrolyze with this new UC2 patented collagen. When you ingest this, it will then recognize collagen as something that the body should have in it. Now, if you injure your joint and connective tissue, or you have an injury there already, the immune system will not attack it and will become attenuated and realize that this is part of your body. This is a great two-tiered approach to joint fixing, so to speak, or joint repair. Number one, take away the immune system's attack on the joint and connective tissue. Number two, give the raw materials the body needs, the glucosamine and the MSM, to repair the joint that was damaged. It doesn't get much better than this. Solid science on how to repair joints and keep them healthy for years to come. Try it. Arthrolyze today. It's available at speciesnutrition.com.
Welcome back to the Fitness View. I'm your host, Nancy Norman. I'm here with my beautiful panel and co-hosts.
Hi.
Gigi,
Hello,
Tennille,
everybody.
and Brooke.
Hello.
Okay, this is our Hollywood segment. There's a lot going on in Hollywood, but
Oscars are coming on.
well, the
Just
Oscars.
It's my favorite season.
I've actually been to the Oscars.
No way.
Yes.
You lucky bitch.
That's when I lived out there and I knew people. Now I'm
You
just
know people.
Now I'm just the mommy and the host of the Fitness View.
Who still knows people?
I know the right people now. I know the better people, the real people, the people in better shape that don't have to wear Spanx and all the crap underneath their outfits. Okay, so Hollywood and the law is what we're talking about in this segment. And let me present to you, do you know who Mark Wahlberg is?
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark.
Okay, so going back to those days, going back to 1988, he committed a crime. He committed a felony. And he actually, he hit or beat two men, and one of them is believed to have gone blind in one eye. They even call it a hate crime because I believe they were Asian in some, I don't know what type of Asian. And he did 40 plus days in jail for that crime. And he is actually asking for a pardon from the state of Massachusetts for this felony. And he hasn't been granted this pardon. So I'm throwing this information out there to my panel and my co-host. What are your thoughts on this? This happened in 1988. He served his jail time. It's so many years later. Now, when you have committed a felony is forever. It is not, your record is not cleared, it's not expunged, I think is the proper word.
Expunged, yeah.
And that means in a lot of states you cannot get a liquor license, you cannot get you can't get a gun permit. His family, Mark Wahlberg, they own restaurants. So if he wanted to be a participant in these restaurants, he can't get the liquor license for them. So, it becomes problematic. So he's applied for the pardon, and it hasn't been accepted or awarded. What do you think about this? I know Brooke definitely has a thought because
I don't know. I mean, it's been so many plus years, and he hasn't done anything wrong since then. So I would grant it. I would.
I would grant it only if the person that was attacked forgave him.
Well, it's interesting that you said that because the one man that was supposedly blinded in one eye is writing a letter on his behalf saying that he feels that he should be granted the pardon.
Did he
Wait.
pay him?
Did
Did he pay him for
It's
that?
all about the money here.
It doesn't matter. Look,
It's
it
all
don't
about
matter.
the cash. It's all about the cash.
Look, you got the letter. Okay, I was just gonna say, look, pay up to get the
Well, I
pardon.
have to
I'm
tell
I'm
you,
surprised he hasn't done that.
From my research about this, the man did not know what became of Mark Wahlberg.
So he had no idea
He
that
had
he was
no idea who he
what-
was. He was writing the letter anyway. Like he had no idea that that's what he became. He felt that it was so many years later that the person that did this to him certainly deserved a pardon. He didn't know who he became. He had no idea. On the flip side of Mark Wahlberg, his request is that I've done a lot of charity work and I've tried to make myself better. Do you think it hurts him because he's a public figure? He's somebody in Hollywood. People will follow
Of course,
him.
people will say because he's rich, he thinks he can just get a pardon. So they
My understanding of a pardon is it's usually done for political reasons. Like, hey, look, I gave this pardon, now here, give me payback. So he's probably going to have to give
Pay a lot of
money
people.
to politicians, to Democrat or Republican Party. I guess it's the state of Massachusetts, and I'm not remembering who's in.
Does he plan on
I'm getting
doing
whispered too
something?
that it's a Democratic.
Well, plus what you say, if what you say is true about the owning a restaurant or
Like, what was his
distributing
reasoning?
liquor or whatnot, I would want to be granted the pardon because you don't want to. What if he wants to go into business by himself and not just make it completely family?
I think part of the reason why he participates in helping with those businesses is to help his family have
Well, that's true.
a productive lifestyle
His
with
brother's
what
not doing too bad though.
Donnie?
Yeah.
Well, Donnie just got married to
Jenny
Jenny
McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Do
Do
got
we like
blue
that
bloods.
couple together?
That is so odd.
I
I would never have put them together.
I would never put them together.
They're
I
making
watched
a
their
TV
interview.
series together,
Yeah, they have
right?
their own reality
Yeah, I
series.
watched
Which
their interview.
usually
I thought it was
is
good.
that a couple that's going to make it once they have a TV series together?
No.
Usually that's the
don't
kiss of death,
I think in
right?
the interview they complimented each other in the interview. He's crazy, she's a little crazy, as we already know.
So they do crazy together?
and they both look good. So
Okay. Well, okay. So it's like fitness
There's
and
three brothers,
bodybuilding.
right?
They go
There's-
together.
yeah, you know.
Okay. So let
and
me
oranges,
let me
I
go to
don't
my
know.
next Hollywood topic.
Housewives.
Teresa Giudice.
Giudice. It's Giudice.
I thought it was goddess. Or,
I think they pronounce it Giudice.
no,
On the who watches Housewives of
Me.
New Jersey?
Me.
Okay, I'll say I met her, and she's a beautiful person, and I think that people do lots of crimes. In
how do you
this
pronounce
country.
her
Well,
name?
let's
Tennille?
give the
And
background.
I just want to say this because I don't want to say anything else about her.
All right, let me
So
stop
I'll
for a
just say
second.
that. I just think
Let's-
that she's a beautiful person, and everybody does crimes. Some people get
Well-
caught, and some people don't.
Well,
and that's all I want to say
let's
about it.
stop for a second and let's give the background of what the crime is, whether I'm pronouncing the name right or wrong. Gigi,
It's
what?
Giudice.
Giudice. Okay. Teresa Giudice. is
Teresa
in
G.
jail.
I mean,
for
She's
today.
in jail. Teresa and Joe. Okay, there's the daughter.
So cute.
They did bank fraud and loan application fraud. And that is a very broad definition of what it is. Basically, you could do check writing, you can do lie on your application, how you got the money, what amount of money you're earning. It's lying and fraud, and it is broad what you have done. So I don't know exactly what they did. They had to pay over $400,000 in restitution. I believe he got 35
36
months in jail,
and she got
got 15 months. Yes. So
She's there now.
So do you think she was treated fairly with getting 15 months in jail, or do you think she was treated more harshly because she was in the public eye? Brooke.
I think she got treated fairly. Honestly, I'm surprised she got time at all. So the fact that she's currently serving time and, got a substantial amount of time, that's not like 15 weeks. That's a good amount of time to be in jail. So I say...
You think that's too long for what she did?
Absolutely not.
Do you think
I feel
a lot
like
of people
if
do
she
this?
wasn't who she was, she probably would have got longer.
Absolutely.
Oh, you do?
Yes. Absolutely. But because she is who I'm surprised because she is a public figure, that she
paying for a good attorney.
That too. Good representative. That she got the amount of time that she did.
Both of them.
Okay.
Got 3 years.
And that $400,000 is a drop in the bucket.
I know. I was like 400,000. That's like change
That's
to
right.
some of them.
Right.
Well, I don't even think they have a lot.
Well, I'm not sure they have what you think they
I
have
don't think they
because
have.
a lot
Not
of their
anymore.
stuff, a lot
Was
of
stolen.
what they had, right
Was a
now they
fib.
had did they have to? I don't know. Did they have to give up what they had? So if they had to give up all that they had that wasn't legally theirs because of the fraudulent application.
Look at her. She still looks hot. Like they should do an episode of her in jail.
Orange is
She's
the
like
new
rocking
black,
it right
When she
now.
gets out of
Got
jail,
the eyes popping.
she'll be.
Go ahead, girl. Wear that orange.
When she gets out, but then she's gonna be
Oh,
making.
was that they
I
go
thought
in
he should've
sequence
just-
Yeah,
because
they didn't
of the
want
caretaking?
both parents to be away from the kids.
I thought
Right.
he should have just done the time by himself and
She does
leave her
nothing?
with the kids.
Why? Because you think she just signed whatever you told her to sign, and
No,
she
she
had
knew.
no clue.
She
No,
knew.
listen, no, I'm not saying
She
she's
knows.
innocent. I'm just saying that I feel traditionally that the mom should be with, she has a young daughter. She has a young daughter.
What do you mean
Oh,
traditionally?
so
She should
if
have
you're a
thought about
mom,
not signing
you're,
those
you
checks.
know,
What traditional
you're a
we
mom,
follow?
so you don't have to go to jail.
Should be with the children.
But they
No.
both
Until they're
committed.
18.
But they were,
And let dad go to jail.
but they were both part of the crime.
Let dad do the hunting. Let dad do the killing. Whatever.
But if
Let
we're
dad
talking
go to jail.
biblical, if we're talking biblical
didn't say
now,
biblical. I didn't say
okay.
biblical.
I'm
I said
thinking
biblical.
maybe
Okay.
we're going
So
there.
about
let
biblical.
me
Back to church.
Church. Nah, I'm not in church. I'm at the fitness view.
Take me to church. That's a great song, by the way.
How does it go?
That song is hot right now.
Is
You
it-
know that?
No.
Don't get me started.
Go ahead.
Take me to church.
No.
That's a church song or a song on the radio?
They played it on Victoria.
Do you sing when
Victoria's
you're in
Secret.
church? Do you
Yes!
stand up and
I
sing?
give the Lord all the praise.
Like how? Like basically you sit up and you go amen and then like tell me, praise the Lord. Tell me how it goes.
Yes!
And what happens? Like I say something
Can
like
you do it?
Jesus
Can you
is
show us?
Lord.
Can you wait? What are they
Jesus,
saying?
like what?
Well, we don't
Janine,
go in there
tell
with
me.
a script. I mean,
but
it's
then
Tell me
how
what
the spirit
like you
touches
feel it
you.
in your soul, and then singing comes out. Like you say something, and you feel happy, and you sing, right?
Well, you sing along with the choir. You feel
Like
you
what?
feel the
Like tell me what you
emotions.
say. Like Teresa went to jail. She paid restitution.
I don't know what to say to that.
I don't know.
Amen.
Teresa's
Yes,
out of jail.
She's at a
Brooke
safe
got her
place
pro
now.
card.
Hey, I pray for that. You know what?
I know.
Let me tell you how God worked.
Tell me.
The whole time, like maybe 3 weeks before I got real courageous and I was like, Jesus, don't let me just get my pro card. Let me come first place in overall. What'd he do? I came first place overall.
Won't he do it?
Huh?
Won't
Want
he
to
do
do
it?
it, girl? Yes, he will. He said, ask and you shall receive, honey. And everything I've asked for, I've got. Amen.
And then tell me the
Hey.
Help her to tell me the song.
Listen,
I
Catholic.
wanna know.
I'm Catholic. That's number one. Number two.
So it's different church.
Well, I asked him to let my light shine.
It said that you
That's
should
the
not.
song.
There we go.
I know the song
You should
because
not just
my
pray
students took
because
me to
you want
church.
Something, and I'm gonna
I
keep
know the
repeating it.
song.
I'll keep repeating it. You should not just pray when you need something. You're supposed to pray all
the time, every day.
because God is good
All the time. And all the time?
God is good.
Amen.
All
Take it to church.
Let me,
going on here?
let,
Take
me,
it to
let me
church.
leave you with this.
What y'all do at the Jewish church?
I don't. It's not.
Y'all don't go to church.
Kind of like
Like,
just to read it.
I'm sorry. That was my brunette blind moment.
Count that money.
Baba, look in the
It's a temple. It's not a church. That's lesson number 1 for you today, Brooke.
Okay.
Because you're from the South, or wherever you're from.
2
hours. Every time somebody's on, I'm 2 hours away.
Yeah.
Everywhere you live is 2 hours away from
It's
someone.
like it happens
By
to work
horse.
down like
I
that.
rode my horse. 2 hours.
Hold up. Wait
by
a minute.
By the way, Brooke sent out a message. I got a new whip. And I'm like,
She didn't know what a whip was, but I specifically defined it for you because I
she
knew
said, which means a
that
car.
she wasn't gonna know what that was.
So being the person that I am, I had to look it up.
She
What
sent
is a
me
whip?
the
So
and sent it to me.
Yes.
And sent it to me.
So being the intelligent book person that I am, I Googled because that's the intelligent book person that I am now in 2015.
Jesus!
What?
A whip. Do you know what a whip is?
I would, in her email, I was like the car. She had a car.
Like a whip.
No, I
like
didn't
the
think that.
old horse and buggy. A whip. A whip. When the steering wheel was first put into use in automobiles, it was called the whip. The whip is what you use to control the horses on a stagecoach. Hence the analogy. Many years later, various hip-hop artists noticed that the Mercedes-Benz logo resembled a steering wheel. Then they proceeded to use the old term whip to describe any Mercedes-Benz vehicle. The term has now been generalized to classify any expensive automobile.
I had no idea. It was,
Oh, well, I've classified it less than that. It's generically speaking, just car.
But
It's
that
a
is
car.
a whip. So I had no idea
got me a
what she
whip.
meant. She got me a whip.
Got me a whip.
So I was like, whip, what's whip?
So I could drive to the
I write,
fitness
what's
view.
a whip? Nobody answers me. So I had to.
I didn't see it.
No, I know. I sent it to Tennille. Tennille said, what do you mean? What are you
I
talking
sent
about?
an email and I thought that I misspelled something. I'm like, did I misspell something?
Did I do autocorrect by accident?
Ah.
So I was like, what's going on? So that I have now educated everybody on what a whip is. So for all the
Good
people
job.
out there that have a blind moment like me that don't speak Brooke. Because you got to be a whole special person to speak Brooke.
What is
Okay.
speaking Brooke? Okay, that's a whole
A
nother
whip,
episode.
a
We'll
whip.
save that for later.
Corn in your poop, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you got to be a whole...
Oh my God.
And on that note, I'm going to wrap up this segment, and we're going to have, finally, Andre Ferguson, our sexy mailman, is going to come out. We're going to strip his clothes off, pass out the
Wow.
questions. It's going to be
that
chaotic
kind
here
of-
on the Fitness View. So stay tuned, and we have more of the Fitness View coming up.
Dave Palumbo here, and I want to tell you a thing or two about joint replacement and joint repair. I have a product called Arthrolyze, and I know a lot of you out there have suffered with sore joints, knees, shoulders, elbows, ankles. It runs the gamut, even neck. And you know what the truth of the matter is? We all eat enough protein. We all consume protein shakes to help muscle recovery. But what do we do to really aid joint recovery? No one out there eats ligaments, tendons, and cartilage. At least I don't think you guys do. Well, at least most of us don't. So we have to take in these essential nutrients, these building blocks of joint and connective tissue to help the body repair themselves. But we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't eat this stuff. And what we do is we usually go to the health food store and we buy a glucosamine or MSM supplement, and we start taking it according to what the label says, which is usually around 1,000 milligrams or so a day. And we notice it doesn't do anything. And most people just stop. They don't even finish the bottle. And it's a shame because glucosamine and MSM, which is a form of sulfur that's very readily available to the body, are great raw material products to consume for joint replacement and joint repair, for that matter. The problem is that no one takes enough of the stuff. It's all dose related. You need to take 4,000, that's 4 grams of glucosamine sulfate a day, and you need to take 4 grams of MSM per day. In addition to that, we need to supplement with chondroitin sulfate, and boron, which is a very important trace mineral in joint repair. Okay, Arthrolyze addresses all that. This is a 30-day supply. You take 5 capsules twice a day with food, and you get 4 grams of glucosamine, 4 grams of MSM, and you get enough chondroitin and boron to complement what your body needs to repair joint and connective tissue. And once you start taking this, within 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to notice a tremendous difference in your recovery, and your joint pain will dissipate slowly over time. And you know what? You'll realize that if you continue taking this on a regular basis, you won't have joint pain anymore. But there's another mechanism that a lot of people don't know out there that also helps the joints and prevents the body from further getting more damage inside our body than we already need. Now, what does that mean? What's this mechanism? Well, the mechanism is when we rub away cartilage in our shoulder or our knees due to some kind of injury in the gym, or maybe we slip on some ice or something like that, what happens is the underlying collagen and connective tissue gets exposed to the body, to the immune system. And then the immune system, what it does is it sees this as a foreign body, and it starts attacking this connective tissue, and it starts inciting inflammation. And inflammation in the body incites more immune system recruitment, and that causes more and more damage. And then what happens is this chronic process of degeneration occurs over the course of 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And after 20 years of this little initial injury that we had becomes this major arthritic condition. And guess what? You live in pain, the joint doesn't move properly, and you go to the doctor and he takes an x-ray and you find out you have no cartilage and connective tissue left in your joints. That's not what we want. Well, there's some new science out that basically has shown that if you can orally ingest an intact piece of collagen, and the collagen they use is type 2 undenatured chicken collagen. Undenatured just refers to the fact that it hasn't been digested or subjected to any enzymatic processes. They just dry it out and they powderize it and you consume it. And you only need to consume this stuff, UC2 collagen, in a very small dosage of 20 to 40 milligrams per day. But if you do, what it does is as it goes through the digestive tract, the immune cells around the digestive tract, known as Peyer's patches, will become sensitized to this. What they do is these cells then recognize this collagen as being part of the body. Okay, this is good stuff. Just like if you eat a steak, the Peyer's patches identify the steak protein as being something that it knows. So when you get this steak protein digested in your body and it goes into your bloodstream, your immune system doesn't attack it. Now, in some people's body who their Peyer's patches don't work properly, they don't become acclimated properly to food. And those are people that have food allergies, like allergies to lactose or allergies to peanuts or shellfish. But in most people's bodies, the Peyer's patches will recognize whatever gets orally ingested. Now, we fortified Arthrolyze with this new UC2 patented collagen. When you ingest this, it will then recognize collagen as something that the body should have in it. Now, if you injure your joint and connective tissue, or you have an injury there already, the immune system will not attack it and will become attenuated and realize that this is part of your body. This is a great two-tiered approach to joint fixing, so to speak, or joint repair. Number 1, take away the immune system's attack on the joint and connective tissue. Number 2, give the raw materials the body needs, the glucosamine and the MSM, to repair the joint that was damaged. It doesn't get much better than this. Solid science on how to repair joints and keep them healthy for years to come. Try it. Arthrolyze today. It's available at speciesnutrition.com.
Fitness View. I'm Nancy Norman. This is our last segment, and this is always the most exciting segment because we finally get a man to join us on the Fitness View. We get testosterone, and we have the very sexy IFBB Physique Pro, Andre Ferguson, joining us.
Hello, hello.
Andre, how long have you been a Physique Pro?
Since November.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
He's like a virgin pro.
Congratulations.
It's like we've got 2 virgin pros on this side.
When's your first show?
April 18th in Miami.
Oh,
Nice.
So this
Miami
will be the
Muscle.
first pro show you're doing?
Yes.
Wow.
okay.
Pro
Excited.
debut. It is exciting.
Color your shorts.
Yellow and blue.
Oh, you already have your shorts picked
Nice.
out.
Oh, wow, okay.
We usually want to see a peek of the goods when one of the guys come out.
You gotta give us a little flash.
Andre's got a very, very.
Kind of close to stage shape, but
Really?
He's got a very cool physique.
You already.
Tennille,
really?
Stand him up.
Just because you're not in shape, Gigi, doesn't mean we all
Whoa!
Doesn't mean we all are. Right?
True that. Definitely not in shape.
All right,
Definitely not in shape.
stand up, Andre.
Whoa,
You want to
easy.
give us the
We don't have
abs?
much time.
I
Let's
thought
go.
we
know
could
what?
introduce ourselves first.
Andre has a really great physique. Look, he doesn't even take the
Oh, I thought he had the male version of Scream.
Scream.
No, I hear it is back, right?
Yeah,
Back brace.
he injured himself.
Okay. She just.
Wow.
Nah,
No,
that's it.
that's all we get. We
We're supposed to do the back pose though, the physique back pose. Come on, do
You know,
work, do your
give
work.
us
Now
that.
that I see
that
his body, he really could go for 212.
There
He
you go.
he is really a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And
I'm a tweener.
You're in between, in my opinion.
we are friends at
At Brolic.
Brolic have outfitted Andre, and Andre and I were discussing physique versus bodybuilding. He actually, if you look him up, where can we see some of your pictures, Andre?
Oh, I'm on Instagram. Lucky Libra 213. That's my name.
And
You're October Libra?
Yeah.
When?
The 9th.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Is
Just
that
a
what
quick
the whole Lucky
question.
Libra thing is about?
I don't. I couldn't tell you what
Libra, that's a good sign.
I can't tell you why people have their names.
No, Libra's the best sign. It's not
Oh, there goes that cockiness. There it goes.
All right, you know
Well,
what?
first of all, it's all about Aquarius. It's Aquarius
Okay.
season right now,
Okay.
so all y'all have several seats.
Oh no. Now what are you, Tennille? What
I'm a Virgo.
you're gonna have to share the microphone with somebody.
I'm supposed to be sharing with Mr. Cocky over here.
Sorry.
I'm a Virgo.
Woo,
I'm a Taurus.
woo.
You need to
I love
clean up.
Taurus. May Taurus, Gigi?
No, April 23rd.
Okay, what is everybody here? Sign wise.
Aquarian.
Okay, we already.
I'm a Taurus.
Make sure you guys get the.
You're in November, so
ball.
you're
Should get
a
the sweatshirt.
Sagittarius?
I'm a Sagittarius. I am on the cusp. I am right between Scorpio and Sagittarius, but I am a full Sagittarius.
So you're not in between then. You're a Sagittarius.
Well, I'm the 22nd of November. So
Okay, so wait, that is you where? What is that?
Oh, that is Team Tiny
He's
Waist.
got the pictures
Yeah.
and everything. Oh,
yeah,
man.
we were
Oh,
prepared.
they all
believe
come.
it or not.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
that back.
Yeah. Who
I
is
don't know,
that?
do they ever say your shoulders are a little too thick?
No.
They don't
He's
say
got
that?
a. Don't you think, Dave, that he should be bodybuilding? He's got legs too. Yeah, he does have legs. Do you have legs?
I got him.
Jump up.
No, we're not going to show them, but they're there.
You know,
Put
wait,
a leg
so-
up.
No,
I
Put
just-
a leg up.
They're there.
The hell?
I'll show
He's
you a
a,
calf.
yeah.
I'll
Look,
show you
he's
a
got
calf.
legs,
I'll
Dave.
show
Take
you a
my
calf.
word for it. You know
Wait,
I know what
Kevin?
I'm talking about. He's got like he should be
How
in
do you get that waist
bodybuilding.
so small like that?
He's got mini little waists.
It's genetic.
He actually could do
Plus, I
bikini
don't-
with
I
that
don't do heavy
waist.
squats or heavy deadlifts.
Like, but isn't like your diet should be like less? Are you doing like less protein? Like, how are you
No.
getting that?
That the only way you have that waist is genetics. There's
You-
no way to make your waist smaller.
Okay, so but how do you get the fat like to
Not
you
with the
know-
squeam.
It's called Bet on Black.
My body doesn't want to store fat anymore.
No scheme.
I'm 12 weeks out and I'm at 9% body fat right now.
You look great.
They're good.
Yeah, he's got a
Good.
nice physique.
Go, Andre. Hey.
So you don't believe in the squeam.
Hell no.
No, give me some on that.
He doesn't need it.
No,
So you don't think the squeam works.
no.
It probably
It
might
depends
work.
for who.
All right, look.
It works-
I wear the
doesn't-
hell out that squeam.
What a squeam does
My
is
waist
it
is
actually
small, but I
takes
wear the hell
water
out
out
the
of your
squeam.
organs. That's how it makes your waist smaller.
Okay,
not
well,
my
I
thing.
want to tell you that I decided I wanted to wear a squeam to see if it worked. So Gigi tells me what to order. I take Gigi's word for this, okay? She says, you're a size D, right? My waist is 26 inches. I don't read what I'm supposed to order or
Extra
whatever. I
small.
order it. It comes in the mail. I'm very excited for this experience. I take the squeam. I go to put it on. I'm trying desperately. It goes from here to here. I'm like, this is what it's supposed to do. And I get the bottom one class. I call Ron, my husband. I'm like, Ron, you got to help me. He comes in. He busts out laughing. He goes, what the F are you doing? And I'm like, Gigi said this was my size. He's like, what the hell is she small? Why is she saying? So he pushes. He goes, your belly button just disappeared. He squishes me all in. We get 4 clasps. Okay? and he's like, this can't possibly be healthy. He's like, and I shouldn't be seeing this. I didn't want to see you birth. I definitely don't want to see you squished into this scream. Then I say, I'm going to try to eat in this thing. And I understand what that surgery is, gastric bypass, because that's what it felt like. Yeah. I'm like, this can't be my size. So I definitely wasn't the size for 26 inches, whatever, but it was ridiculous. I don't know how anybody wears it because it probably wasn't my size.
Well, you squeeze yourself in it.
I
think it's more mental than anything. I couldn't
get it closed. I would have squeezed myself in it.
Girl, you got to shove yourself in that thing.
There was no shoving. Even Ron tried to fold me in half and do it. And Ron was the strongest grip in the world. So he had the grip, and there was no squeezing it in. And I'm like, I think you could stretch it. He's like, you're too fat. It's not fitting. To get this one, buy the next size.
It's not supposed to be a comfortable fit.
We keep arguing about these things. They're just like old-fashioned corsets and girdles that used to kill people. If you can't breathe, you shouldn't be in it. If you can't eat with it, you should be in it. Girls are in the gym trying to be cute. Can't even do a sit-up because they have on the screen. They would lose their stomach and get a small waist if they can do a sit-up, but they can't because they have on the screen.
Yeah.
No, you get a small waist by eating clean.
And it's
abs are made in the kitchen.
And it's genetic because my waist is very small. And I'm not a small
mine
girl.
too.
Okay. Well, Andre, I know that you're sassy, and you're definitely going to give us some crazy
questions. Pink box?
Yes, it's beautiful.
Sure
they
didn't get that yet.
Oh, there it is.
Now they got the pink box.
That's very masculine. That definitely fits the Physique Pro card. I think you should definitely take that box.
Don't play with her.
Oh, man, I can't play with her.
Don't touch the ballerina.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Who's getting that question?
Give me a nice question. Give me an innocent question.
Save that one for now.
Are we passing them on as usual, or is he reading to us?
No, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
You're supposed to just hand them out.
Andre, you cannot come on the Fitness View with your own rules, okay? Right. No, honey.
This is Gigi.
Pass out them questions.
Don't look yet until it's your turn.
He's trying to connect
he put a lot of effort into the question. He was a prepared mailman.
Oh, man, I'm afraid.
We got some good ones.
Okay. How about, who would you like to go first, Andre?
Whoever wants to go first.
No, you got to pick. Andre, be authoritative to these women.
Brooks first.
How did I know that?
Take control.
Take control of the women. She's proofreading shit. Read it out loud, Bookie.
Okay, so the question reads, what would your parents be surprised to learn about you? Actually, my mom knows, my mom, no, I'm serious. I'm being 100% serious. That's like my best friend. I am. Me and my mom is best friend. Like, there's nothing that I hide from my mom, so she wouldn't really be surprised to find out anything about me.
2 thumbs down on the answer for that.
I'm sorry. Now, my dad, that might be another story.
Well, it said parents.
See?
Okay, so, my dad probably still thinks I'm a virgin, so. I am, Daddy. I'm still a virgin, Dad. I am, I promise.
Especially with the stories about what you corn in the poop and farting in the car and picking the nose. She's don't worry, she is.
I am a good girl, so there's really nothing much I have to hide or conceal about my life.
She does have long-term relationships, and those men are waiting.
Next.
Okay, so if your house was on fire and you could only grab 3 items, what would it be? Is it live things too? Does that count?
Hello Kitty.
Yeah, that can count.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Not Hello Kitty's not live though.
Exactly.
My phone, my dog,
my watch.
All right.
My dog, my Missy, and my money, and my Hello Kitty box.
I knew
the whole box.
Well, you know why? I thought you would just throw stuff out the window and then grab the other stuff.
Now that would be a good idea.
That's smart.
Yeah.
The other girls.
What if we had a fire? All right. I don't know. Probably my phone. Probably my phone, my watches, and like my best pair of shoes. No joke.
Naked, but I got my shoes on though.
Wait, I'm already. I don't have a dog anymore, so I can't grab her. Yeah, it's just anything that.
I feel like Gigi.
Uh-huh.
I feel like you. Like, I was trying to think about what I would grab, and I'm like, myself.
Yeah, and whatever,
My car
my
keys.
phone,
Yeah.
Has anybody
watch
ever
is
been in that
that's
situation
valuable.
or been around that situation?
Yeah.
A fire?
Haven't been.
Believe it or not, at 17, I burnt my house down.
Oh, Gigi.
No, not the entire house. The kitchen. So
Now we know why you're single. I'm like, wow, how do we write this? We have to change our whole Match.com.
No.
That wasn't one of the 12 things.
Right.
Hot love affair.
I had a house party. And then my friend
to my house
at a house party, my friend was cooking and she left all the grease there. So the next morning when I was cooking pancakes for everybody that slept over, I caught a grease fire. And now I'm like
Disgusting.
17.
You didn't
I had no
clean the
idea
stove.
how to put this out. So I take water and put it on
Oh.
the stove, and then it went right up. So my whole kitchen burnt down.
Jesus Christ.
My kitchen and then like the little like place where you have like the kitchen.
Oh, but you get to redo the kitchen.
Yeah, my mom was upset. They were in like Atlantic City at the time.
upset, but you
But
know, like a
we got a new
redo.
kitchen.
You get a redo.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm always looking at the bright side.
Brand new kitchen, insurance paid.
Yeah.
Glass half full.
You know what? It's funny that she's even can smile after that story because I personally probably be dead. Like you burned up my mama's kitchen,
It was
and you
just-
smiling to tell the story. Like I burnt up the kitchen when I was 17. You know,
was
no big
just
deal.
me
I
and
just
my
burnt up the
girlfriend.
fucking kitchen.
My parents
Like,
were nowhere
really?
to be found. My parents were away.
Oh my God.
So it's just me and my two girlfriends.
First of all, I would have gotten punishment for even having people
Yeah,
over
what
at
is
the
I would have got beat.
What
No,
is-
beat.
What
Not
is the
punishment,
punishment
beat
for burning
down.
down the house? Like, I'm trying to think if this was my kids. Like, what do you do for punishment?
I was away from the house for like a good 2 weeks. I didn't even like talk to my mom.
So you ran away then?
No, like I would come home, but I would just make sure I was out of their sight.
No, it's
walking by
called
like this.
beat it.
Out of their sight for like a good
You know,
month.
that's a hard thing as a parent because you're happy your child is okay, but then when they're okay, you have to you have to do something in the situation. It's like when a kid takes the car and crashes it. You're happy they're okay and they're alive, and then you have to. There's a repercussion for doing something wrong. So you're in that dichotomy
But
of.
technically, she really didn't do anything wrong. The party had nothing to do with the fire.
Sure it did.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
my girlfriend
because
was
she
cooking.
wouldn't. Right, she didn't have friends over. She wouldn't have been making them pancakes.
Then
in the
she
morning.
shouldn't have been having the party in the first place. So now
I shouldn't
you
have
and
having
double
a party.
Oh,
Right.
oh,
I had it was like a full blown like we were in high school. It was like 60 people in my house.
dang! Y'all was doing it like that.
House
I
party.
only watched
You know
that
what?
on
Who
TV.
hasn't done that? I did it.
Oh, I
I remember
ain't
my
never.
mother was on
You did
vacation,
it? I ain't never
and
done
she
nothing like
called from vacation, and I'm like,
I
I gotta
wish I
go. The
would.
police are here for the party. Click, you know, and she's calling from another country, and I'm like, and she was
So-
like, then she said, you know what? I'm never calling from my vacation again because you ruined my vacation, and. Bay window broke. It was
Nice.
She's like, I won't do that again. And I'm like, okay, so then I'll have more parties, you know. And I said to my brother, we can't do that because that was bad. I feel bad.
My dad was a pushover, but my mom deathly afraid of her. She can talk to me from miles away. I can hear her. I can feel her. Deathly afraid of this little woman.
You feel the
So,
nostrils, like you know it goes through.
This
you.
is
My
it.
mom
This
was
is
scary.
it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
all my parents. That's really just all you got to do. Like,
Okay, who's next?
That's it.
It's
Dead,
Gigi.
dead, dead.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Now this is a good one.
If you had to explain the birds and the bees to a child, what would you say?
Just do it.
I mean, I don't even know how to start that conversation. Do you know what the birds and the bees are?
Are you asking me?
She's doing that. She's talking to you like
Oh,
you're a child.
Okay. No, I don't.
You know what? I don't even know how to even birds and the bees. I don't even know. Nancy, what did you do when you explained it to your
I'm going to be Gigi. Let me act this one
watch
out.
this.
Hi. I do bikini, and that makes a pee-pee go like this. Because I do a pose where I bent over, and when I bend over, I can't even do this. When a girl go bend over, boop, boop, a boy pee-pee go boop, boop, and that's a no for you. Don't put it in there without a little hat, or you go, boom, baby. No. Mommy, go buy Louboutin now. It's over. Bye-bye. Mommy, swipe credit card.
Daddy pay. I can't.
That was really good.
I think that's the best. And you know what? There's always like Barnes and Noble or something. You buy a little book. You tell
Well,
them
have you
about
had
it.
that discussion with your children yet?
Well, they ask, you know, like how, you know, how was I made or whatever. I'm like, Mommy did fertility. and you know, there's always that smart kid in the class is like, babies came out of the vajayjay, and I'm like, well, you didn't. You know, Mommy had it cut. Like, you were cut out. Like, Mommy, did I come out of it? No.
I came from a stork.
I'm like, Mommy, you're all science, kid. Like, I'm just like, it's totally different. So here's my
must be really
question.
tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but
This
you
is
know
the
what?
best one.
I'm gonna have you come and talk to my
This
kids.
is
Oh.
the best one.
Do you think legs should count in men's physique?
Yes.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yes.
ding.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
The question is, I think yes, but my real question is, if men's legs counted in men's physique,
They can wear
Wait,
those
hold on.
shorts.
You're asking a question to a question?
I'm gonna, Andre, let me take the show back. My name is Nancy Norman, and I'm the host of The Fitness View. And my question to you, Andre,
I thought I was the host today.
you are the...
All right.
Feisty.
Shade.
If legs counted in men's physique, how many men's physique competitors would drop?
All of them.
70 to 80%. And I don't know how, because if you're into bodybuilding, I don't know how you don't train your legs. Because if you're really into
Think
bodybuilding,
that
then
they
it's...
train their legs.
Aren't you trying to get a
They
complete
do.
physique?
They have
I mean,
a leg
they
day.
train legs.
No,
They
there's
have
a...
a leg
Oh, no.
day.
Wait, you
Oh,
can-
no.
You
Oh,
can
no.
train legs and
There are-
still not have legs.
No, there's
You
a
can-
lot of people who don't train their legs at all in men's physique because it's not counted. So
Right,
they,
and
I'm not
I don't
wasting
believe
a.
it.
This is how they think. I'm not wasting a day training my legs when they don't count. If I can
Right.
just train more upper body.
Like they don't do
shoulders,
just
or
one
shoulders.
squat. They don't do
don't-
a squat. Like no squat. Like nothing. Not a lunge. Nothing.
No.
Really?
No.
People
I
do
mean-
No,
that?
yes.
And they don't even count your calves.
I don't have to do chest, but I train chest
Which
because I know
is
it's just
so
going to help
strange to me.
develop
They
my
should-
shoulders. Like
because how do they not count the calves if you're looking at them? So if you, it's almost like half a body that you're looking at because calves are part of the whole
Right.
package.
I think they should do legs.
You know, I would love to see. I don't even know what the shorts are called. The ones that look like
Like
men's
the-
underwear.
yeah,
I would
the boxer
love
briefs.
to see that.
Like boxer
that
briefs that like
in
swim
men's
Ooh, that would be
physique.
hot.
That would look. So, do they, Dave? Do they
Boxer
use
briefs
those
are
in
like-
Europe?
It's like a European style
Yeah.
short.
that would be
I would
hot.
love to see that come over here.
Nancy.
I mean, my ideal, if it was Nancy's world in this sport,
You
that
just
would
started
be
something.
great for men's physique,
Mm-hmm.
and that whole physique would count. And I would love.
Ooh, there they go.
It was at the
I
WPFF.
really like
Love
that.
that.
That is great.
Yeah, but look, none of these guys have legs.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Oh,
They
the two
have-
guys on the left do.
But they have enough legs. To
They got
show that
legs.
They have.
I
They're
mean,
not
it's like bikini,
bodybuilder
you
legs.
know,
You don't need bodybuilder legs. You just
Right.
need legs.
They have
They-
some
they-
legs.
And they
They
have
don't
legs.
Little
Yeah, no.
spindles.
Those guys on the
Well,
left
the
do.
They
guy
don't
on the
have
left-
bodybuilding legs, but they have
Those
legs.
guys on the left train legs.
And I would like to see like no bending over in bikini. Like I don't really want to see
Yeah, I don't
that
want to see a
pose.
clitoris, and if
Yeah.
you forgot to wax in a spot, I don't really want to see that.
When I sit like right up front, I really am uncomfortable looking up. I don't want to see that, and I can't imagine how the judges feel. Maybe some like it. That's just
Like
me.
Fitness America or something.
I like watching bikini.
I think that's WPFF.
I like watching bikini. That's
like
the one
some bikini
pose
competitors.
that
I
I
don't
wish
like them
wasn't
all.
like the complete bending over. I just wish it wasn't
But you're
there.
not supposed to bend over all the way.
Yeah,
Right.
we're not supposed to.
Right.
It's just an arch of back.
Right.
That's it.
And
They'd be
So
like,
I
look
guess-
back at it.
And
Exactly.
I know. I
It's a
guess
slight
some
turn.
people do it more because it looks
They do
better.
it more on
It
the amateur
shows.
level. They do
Okay.
a lot more than
They don't know what they're doing. That's what's really happening.
Hell
I
yeah.
wouldn't
They
say
do
that.
That twerk move.
What twerk move?
That twerk. I'm not gonna do it. I
That.
won't do it. It'd be a
The-
whole
the
other
roll up.
show. It'd be a wellness show, right, Johnny?
Okay.
Wellness.
Well, I think you brought us great questions. Let us know how anybody could reach you because I know that you're going to start training
Oh.
clients and you have
Let's get this mic.
a whole. lots of things
Email
going on.
is luckylibra213@gmail.com. Instagram is luckylibra213.
So
Keep it consistent.
Yeah, of course. This way you
Why
don't.
couldn't you
This
use Andre?
And
I don't know.
I don't know if you want to
What
shout
does the
out. I know you've had the
213
same
stand
coach
for?
for a while.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Omar Ventura on the West Coast, California.
Oh, you trained
Team
with
Ventura.
Omar. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Team Ventura.
Okay.
Shout out to Brolic.
It's the winning team. Shout out to Brolic Life. Those are my family over there.
And our friend Mike there, I know his son has been in the hospital, so I hope everything's going okay. And we're going to wrap it up here at the Fitness View. This is Nancy Norman with the Fitness View with Gigi Amoro, Brooke Cook, and Tennille Ray. And
It's a wrap. Adios.
And our lucky Libra, Andre Ferguson.
Lucky Libra 213.
Saying goodnight from the Fitness View. We're excited for 2015. We hope you'll all join us again in February.
Valentine's Day.
Take care, and don't forget to look at
50 Shades of Grey.
speciesnutrition.com. 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my gosh, we gotta watch that movie.
Oh,
we gotta
wow.
go.
And we have to watch with Jilly Revell in February. She's going to be in her movie on Craig Titus.
Shades of Andre.
And
Wow. Andre
good night, everyone, from the
3000.
Fitness View. Good night.
Yes.